Good afternoon, welcome back. I hope you've had a good week so far. You join us at Helsinki Vantaa International Airport, Echo Foxtrot Hotel Kilo. Rather gloomy, snowy day. And we're in the iniBuilds A350 for the first time in a very long time. A350 1000 variant to be precise, my preferred of the two. This is the MKStudios version 2 of the Helsinki airport scenery. It's all linked in the description below. It's got loads of like animations and lots of detail throughout the landside departures area and the arrivals and all that sort of stuff. It looks absolutely superb, to be fair. Look at this. Really good. This time of year, of course, it gets very dark fairly quickly up in Finland, hence the gloomy weather. But actually it makes the scenery pop even more, and we are right there in the middle of boarding in our flagship A350 1000. So, if you're new to the channel, as always, hit like, hit subscribe, and don't forget as well, we are running, thanks to Pimax, a giveaway over the next week or so. I think it ends on the 27th or 28th of November. We're being in with the chance to win one of 5 ATSimverse packs for you to redeem on the Microsoft Flight Simulator store, courtesy of Pimax, and that's pretty much enough to get you like the ATR for free, for example, and it's totally free to enter. They've asked for nothing in return. It's just a thank you to all of you folks watching for Black Friday period of time of the year. Welcome to Badger, thanks for the Metar buddy, like rain and snow on the forecast there. Zato, good to see you, mate, hope you're well. Carlito, good morning. Matthew, welcome to us too. Good afternoon, mate. Ian, great to be back indeed. Fantastic to hear you've had a good trip away. LJC, good afternoon. Flying Panda, welcome. Ergy, hello. Rab, afternoon, making a comeback today. Silver frequent flyer for 34 months. Appreciate the support, buddy. Oh, this is a really nice, impressive airport work, isn't it? A bit of airport scenery for us to enjoy. We've got this arrivals concourse up here. Look, everything is linked in the description, by the way. So if you want to if you do want to get your hands on this bit of scenery from MKStudios, you can do so by just following the links down below. Some very nice little bits of detail, to be fair, all across the airfield. I think version 2 may still work, but 100% sure. There we are, all the way over there. God, we've done that entire section already. Crikey. We've got the Hilton, got the office block with the radar on top, and the good old tower over there. We'll venture into this section of the terminal just briefly because I do want to see what this is like. This is like the main bit, really. We've got the big car parks and all that sort of stuff here. Living on a player, welcome. Yeah, some nice complicated design work here. I'm looking forward to being back in the A350 today, to be fair. Look at this. Very good. It's been, I think, almost a year or something wild since we were last in the A350. From what it sounds like, a lot of people are still fairly plagued with the WASM crash issue. A lot of people experiencing that still, which is a real shame. That iniBuilds haven't worked that out or sorted it out yet. But fingers crossed we'll be okay today. We shall find out on our short journey to Manchester Airport, which was the Mako Simulations Manchester, which in fairness still does the job pretty well. Although I know that iniBuilds are working on a superb looking one by the looks of it. Very excited to check that one out when it does arrive into the simulator. That'll no doubt be a must buy from them. Look at this, this is fantastic. Those lights are superb. Very complex terminal setup there, really nice. Great lighting. We've got the tower. Both sides, complete with interior. Very low resolution interior though, albeit, to be fair. Which is funny because it's one of the things that people always check out with the scenery. yeah, this one's kind of low res compared to the internals of the airfield, which you're arguably going to spend less time looking at. So yeah, this doesn't really match the quality of the interior of the terminal, does it? I think. What do you guys think? A little bit of a letdown. That looks great from the outside, though, doesn't it? Look at that. And then we got the good old apron area surrounded by lovely pine forests and things like that. Custom GSX profile installed as well. The departure hall is pretty new. Hergy says it wasn't there in version 1. Interesting. Oh, it looks great. I mean, from all the way back here, look, we can still see parts of the inside, which is a rarity in MSFS 2024 these days, ultimately because of the ongoing problems with LODs that developers are having and all that sort of stuff. But that looks great. And we can see Burger King from inside all the way across the apron there, which is phenomenally good. So I do like that sort of thing. Being able to see the inside around the gates is so vital, isn't it? Tarmac textures in the apron area looks superb as well. I mean, it looks great. I really like it. As far as you can see, the LODs are absolutely nailed. We won't go into like too much detail, of course, unless you really want to see certain areas of the airfield. And I'm curious to know what the de-icing on the GSX profile will look like. I don't know if they've included that, Hergy, in the actual pack for the aircraft or not. I will have to refer to the charts, but it's really kind of like low visibility today, isn't it? Jeffrey, Gary, welcome. Hergy says, where did you get the GSX profile for V2? It is effectively in... oh look, MSFS is bugging out again with the jetty. It is on the Contrail configurator. So when you install the scenery and it asks you what you want to configure as, just sort my camera out for around the aeroplane here. It's going to be 9. Probably like 29. Something like that, maybe. Do it going a bit faster. Stupid bugs. The sim that they still haven't ironed out after all this time. There we go, that's going to be as good as we're going to get, I think, for today. Need to try and increase that rotation again. So set 60 something to actually achieve 32. Realistically, I'm going to need something more like 40. So for that, we set 80? Something stupid like that. There we go. Yeah, so there hasn't been a GSX update for months, but there has been an update today, I think, bizarrely, because all of a sudden it's pinging up for me saying that my GSX is out of date. But here we are, back in the 350. It's been a while. Superb aircraft in real life, isn't it? Phenomenally good. Very popular with the airlines. So we're back in that today. One thing I don't have is custom views, annoyingly. So we can go and set that today. We can walk through the passengers. Got down here for cockpit lighting and things. God. It's been a while since I've been in this, but is it this buggy? But that knob doesn't even rotate, look. Cockpit lighting. What the hell's happened here? That was displayed a second ago. There we go. What the chuffing heck? There we go. That's very strange. Does this like to misbehave still then? Very weird indeed. We've got the pointless toilets, but always nice to see. I always think it's a bizarre feature to have in a flight sim, but each to their own. Getting some wild levels of lag on this aeroplane right now. And I'm just going to try and find areas to set some custom views. Let's move Hugh out the way. Let's go through the wall. Doesn't let me. That's fine. So we're going to go old school with this, and we're going to go all the way across here. Bit of a tutorial for you. Copilot busts us outside. We can then set that. Head back in. Close. Heading out. Happy days. We're going to just walk down the jet and get some custom views saved. Badge says I have gremlins. It appears so. It's been... oh, you know what? I can't remember how long it has been. I think it has been almost a year since we last flew this. Maybe March? April, May? So what's that, like 8, 9 months or something wild. We shall see how we get on. I mean, I really enjoyed it last time. There are some weird things happening though now. I've been out on drone camera for a little while. Including a really... What's my frame rate gone to now? 20, 19. God. With an RTX 4090. Khalid says that's the A350 for you. I'm hoping it will figure itself out shortly. Tony, I know, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? This is why it's interesting, because it's been a while since I've been in this aeroplane. And I certainly think it's really important that now and again these sort of jets get revisited. Because it wasn't really fully complete at the time. There was a couple of issues and bugs going on when I last flew it. And what you will find with iniBuilds, for example, there are a lot of paid content creators who will spin the yarn in a very specific way because they're getting paid thousands of pounds or so by the team. I don't do anything like that, so I'm quite happy to show exactly what it is like without any fluff. Brab says he's already beat his record for the year, almost 6,600 miles done on the bike. Crikey, cycling, that's a hell of a lot. 6581, hello, says he's got the RTX 5090 and he still gets issues in the sim. It's madness. Is that with this aeroplane? Tony says he flew the A350 yesterday. Performance has got worse in his opinion on the aircraft. Wowzers. Living on a Place says he gets no enjoyment out of this aeroplane because of the performance issues. It's such a nice aeroplane. Yeah, I don't remember the performance being this wishy-washy for me though before. I am curious to hear how many of you have these problems. Tony says the A340 is lovely to fly in comparison. I'm still resisting it. I feel like I should really kind of just bite the bullet and go for it. Although I'm not really that bothered by the A340, that's the thing.
Traffic on 122, landing 0 from right.
Afternoon, Aidan, welcome. Rab says his PVC is nothing special and he has no performance issues in the A350. I suppose my next question would be, are you using GSX? I mean, I don't know what's happening with the wingtip there, that's mega strange. It's basically, by the looks of it, trying to load the extended wingtip and the short wingtip, or the view is in the middle of LODs. Like, there's two LODs going on, but that's both the wingtip variants popping in at the same time. What the hell is going on with this thing? This doesn't bode well, does it? Oh no. Also, for some reason, my cockpit views and everything, they've all gone. I had custom views for this aeroplane set up, and they've all vanished. I feel like I'm going to end up with like minus frames per second at this rate. I'm not using any Sim Update 4 Beta, I'm just using the Sim Update 3, if that helps. 6581. I mean, I noticed a moment ago, while I was faffing, and I can't remember if this was a thing because we've not got the engines started, or not, but my throttles don't seem to move. I suppose it could be a livery issue. I don't really know enough about liveries to know the difference. But then I loaded in yesterday, fixed the issue that I had with the pink wings by reinstalling the livery, and it was okay. It was actually okay when I loaded in as well at the start of the before the stream today, but it's then kind of developed into a weird issue. But hey, we're almost there with the custom views, and we can crack on. Rab, is that you to the left? Or are you flying offline?
I think I'm 1222, clear 04 right.
Possibly fine, Tony, but then I've configured everything now, so we're going to be a bit stuck, I think, otherwise. If we get a problem at startup or any weird gremlins going on, then we might have to reassess. But again, it was fine for 30 minutes when I loaded in. It's then started doing it since I've been in the drone camera mode, whizzing around the airfield having a little look-see at the new scenery. That'll do. Let's go back in. Good, it's all still there. I am looking forward to this, using this a little bit more, and brake to vacate and all that sort of stuff. It's been a while since we've had to fiddle around with all of this like digital screens and all that as well, so I'm looking forward to checking that out as well. It's been a long time. I need to get back in the A380 as well, to be fair. That's a wonderful, wonderful aeroplane. And I'm curious to know how well they've done with updates, airport briefings, stands, parking stands. Where's the de-icing areas? Does anyone know? Oh, de-icing facility. Alpha Victor. Right, gotcha. Okay. Lovely jubbly. So, we will whiz through our performance and all that sort of stuff. Got all of that sorted out. I'm just going to pop that on. And then we want FMS1. Oh no. 1-4 right. I need to put the actual data in, that would help as well, wouldn't it? Etar EFHK. So 060 at 3. We'll mark it as wet. QNH 1007. 6,000 meters visibility apparently. And I'll just pop that in, but on SimBrief I'm going to run the takeoff performance as well, just see what I get. So pre-climb calculations disabled. Optimal flaps, METAR, 4 right. Okay. B1 at 119 knots. That's a load of BS. Right, let's just do it ourselves. So B1 139. Flex 71. Rotates 139. One 146. It's going to be that, isn't it? 29.97. So we'll go for 30. Flap swap. Transition altitude here. 5,000. Leave that as it is. Backs on, anti-ice off. Cruiser 400. Cost index of 200. Jeez, that's actually what it's given us. What's that going to equate to in the cruise? Back 8.5. Okay. We'll see what that gives us. Crikey. I might just run a toga departure to be fair, with the V1 speeds. How long's the runway? 3,500 meters. That would be fine, I'm sure. So managed 4,000. That's all set. Flight directives are on. Constraints are set. That's all good. APU. Let's do a little radio check to make sure it's all working. That's a good traffic. Osprey 165 heavy radio check.
Readability 5.
Lovely.
Radio check.
Readability 5. work? Yeah, good. I always worry that things like my right. Anti-ice off.
Yeah, very good.
1205. Let's see what this gives us. Lexus 72 is not far. Our V speeds on this box are higher. But we'll send that to FMS. There we go. So we'll replicate that directly across. May as well. We've got our charts set, although we've got the charts there. So if I go to pin, which is that one, we can then set up the departure. If you please. Okay, one final check.
With our lambda A, holding going to runway 04 right at the
Close that. That looks good. That looks good. That's all set. Surveillance. We'll just pop that on automatic because I'll forget otherwise. And transponder automatic because again I'll forget. Checklist menu. Set. I think that's all bypass by the looks of it because it's all blue. But before start, parking brakes set, takeoff speed thrusters set. Slides will arm shortly. Are the doors closed? Yeah. Cool. That's forced automatic and cross checked. Beacon, nose wheel, steering disconnect memo. Let's get this sorted. Pushback. Departure.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
Helsinki traffic operating to heavy pushing back from there. 0 facing southwest onto the Alpha Helsinki traffic.
Good spot, Rob.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Right, how are we doing? A little bit of rain. It's getting very dark, but purpley skies, the best kind in the sim.
Helsinki traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, pushing back from Stamp Sierra 53, facing northwest.
Bypass pin inserted.
Let's get rid of the music for now. I'll throw the beacon on. Seatbelt signs on fully. APU's good. That's all set. That's all set. That's all done.
Helsinki traffic, Finnair 6 Lima Alpha, lining up 04 right.
No chocks, no GPU. That's our routing for today. So whilst this all connects, folks, I'll run you through the plan. So we're there in the Alpha Whiskey apron. We're going to push start in the cul-de-sac. Facing out, we'll taxi Alpha Kilo Alpha Victor. We'll go hopefully to this de-icing section here. Nose right, tail left. Or nose left, tail right. I think it's nose left, tail right. I hate it when it does this because I always get them mixed up. Oh. Helsinki traffic, Osprey 165 heavy, A350 1000 stand, Sierra 45, push start, facing west. Park brakes off.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
That's Tango, good morning, mate. I'm hoping I don't bugger this up for, I think that's Ian, I assume. It's a real shame about that weird winglet thing going on. Hoping that doesn't cause us any problems.
Welcome on board this Airbus A350 aircraft. Your safety is our top priority. Please pay close attention to this important safety briefing. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. To tighten, pull the strap, and to release, lift the top of the buckle. In case of unexpected turbulence, we'd ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened.
Oh, I got very nervous we were going to turn the wrong way then.
If the cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will automatically drop. Pull the mask towards you.
Mission mode start. It's actually outside of the flight deck. I've got 40 frames per second in here currently. It's the second I step out, it goes to an absolute train wreck, performance-wise. But it could be anything. It could be the livery flipping between two variants of winglets causing a problem. It could be GSX being a problem because we've got passengers loaded. Engine 1 start. That says the plane is still on my Christmas list. I think I'm just trying to will it to become closer to a Phoenix Airbus.
Northern land to air, northern land to air 1 2, single runway.
Ah, Navigraph. Cheers, Craig. Oh, look at that for a backdrop as well. Yeah, reset parking brakes. Hold on a second. What is going on with this thing now? Done it again, look. Jesus Christ. So I have to physically click that. That's stupid. Engine 2. Very weird bugs going on. Basically, if you stay in the flight deck, you're probably okay. That's what I'm getting from this.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
And it'll take you track.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right. Via the hotel and we will
Totally nice.
Tango. Lots of traffic.
Just watching the engine T's and P's. Okay, that is moving. Lovely. Engine 1 and 2 stable. It's annoying that it goes out of the menu every time. After start, anti-ice, we'll set that. I'll put them all on properly for a moment. While I'm up here, I'll do taxi lights. Flight controls check, ground clearance received, yep. Taxi checks, flaps 1 plus F. Radar on. Trimmable horizontal stabilizer set. 29.9. That's all good, that's all good, that's all good. And flight control checks. .32, so I've got the Boeing one installed still. I was going to put the Airbus one on today, but I just couldn't be bothered in the end. Thought what I'd do, because I've not flown this for a while, is just use all of this, all of the physical buttons in the sim. So I thought that might be probably a better way of reminding myself how all of this works. Quarter brake RTO. Wait for cabin secure. Takeoff config green. Helsinki traffic Osprey 165 heavies taxiing Alpha Whiskey Alpha Kilo left Alpha Victor to the Deicing. Sounds good. Nice and long, so we've got to kind of extend over that centre line. So we don't cut the corner. Back of the jets. Look at this. The breakout through this cloud is going to be phenomenal, isn't it? You can tell with that little pocket of air there. Hey, look at this. 777. Does GSX give us a de-icing option? I bet they've not put it in the custom. Right, no, so we just request de-icing services here. Royalty, welcome. 9. Yeah, that's an ongoing problem with Microsoft Flight Simulator, unfortunately, mate. I just think I did start on New Sky, didn't I? Good. Yeah, I've not really had many problems with GSX, to be honest, myself, Delta Tango. The issues I get are badly created custom profiles. That's where we get the problem, because realistically I should be able to select a de-icing apron here. Of all the day, bearing in mind there's been no updates for ruddy ages, they've now launched an update to GSX, which is sod's law. Victor, right, yeah. Little Hawaiian 727 there. give it a bit of de-icing.
Traffic, Osprey, 73, taxi runway 04 right, the operating from here, off of Victor.
Ah, stupid logic. I can't be bothered. Right. So again, that's not a bug. It's just no feature, no decent logic behind it. Hey ho. Anyway, right. We've tried. We attempted it, didn't we? Dusty, have a good one, mate. Helsinki traffic, Osprey 165's out of stand date 1-2. Left Zulu to hold short, 04 right at Zulu Tango.
And Helsinki traffic, Osprey 242 heavy, lining up run 04 right. Expecting the Ademo 5 Charlie.
Jet looks great there, doesn't it? Look at that.
Traffic.
That's a wicked screenshot. Takeoff memos, no blue. We'll turn the anti-ice systems off for the takeoff. Maybe not the wing ones, but certainly the engine ones. I daren't leave the flight deck in case it unloads itself again. I can hear it clicking, so it's trying to do something. Part brake, I have to physically click.
And Helsinki traffic, Osprey 242 heavy, roll.
Come secure.
Right.
Off he goes. Turn all my strobes on.
Helsinki traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, holding short 04 right behind company A350.
Helsinki traffic, Osprey 165 heavy by Zulu Tango lining up and wait 04 right. Oh, he's right at the end there, I can barely see him now. Look at that. You can see his little tail light. There's his rotation. This is going to be great. Most path is clear.
Approaching
Traffic.
04 right.
Delta Tango, cheers buddy.
529 donated £2.68. Appreciate all the work you do for us.
Valence. TRI.
Is airborne passing through 1,500 feet on the Ademo 5.
There's no mega rush because we still effectively have to give him a little bit of time to get airborne. Yeah, beyond ATC is a little bit messy these days still. Nice. We'll reset that drone camera once we get lined up. Try to use as much of this as we can. Tidy, thanks buddy. Is it slush because of this weather?
At Tony 744 donated £5 through Super Chat. A340/fun.
On runway 04 right.
That's interesting. Got two sets of approach arrows. Yeah, look at that. Bit weird. That visibility is so low. Looks great, doesn't it? Right, enough fuel burning. Let's get on with it. Move this to an appropriate area. Grab another screen grabber view, folks, behind. Oh, good. Does anyone else get that? Very boring. Anyway, brakes off. Helsinki traffic Osprey 165 is taking off 04 right at Evo 5 Charlie. Helsinki. Flex, SRS, runway, nav. Speed's alive. Our sets. .100 knots.
Helsinki traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, lining up 04 right.
V1.
Rotate. P2. Into the Merc. Gentle rotation. Positive right, gear up. There's an A350 there. I daren't be out the flight deck for too long, that. Thrust direct climb. Got to zoom out of the runway, didn't I? Whoops. Look at that weather. Autopilot 1 engaged. Nav. Helsinki traffic Osprey 165 airborne 2000 at Evo 5 Charlie. Flaps up. Ground spoilers disarmed.
Helsinki traffic, Osprey 15 Whiskey, 04 right at Evo 5 Charlie.
I forgot to turn the engine anti-ice off. That can just stay on automatic. I'll leave wing anti-ice on for a bit. Look at that. Definitely an issue with the back. Because in here we've got the most amazing views, but also really good frames per second. Look at that. That's phenomenal. Let's go right out the back here.
Helsinki traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey,
Possibly, could well be a config issue on the repaint. I'll have to ask the Hughes livery team. It's push standard, isn't it, in this? Yeah, push standard. Standard. Let's get a flat plan page. We'll keep a winding up to 400. Look at this, how stunning. Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? Down there. Gaslap, welcome. Yeah, Rav, I agree. Clouds and lighting in 2024 is just... It's another level, isn't it? The scenery on the departure is epic. Oh, look at that! Oh, what happened there? There's an almighty amount of fiery sunset going on that we're hopefully going to climb through. 10,000 already. Yeah, the thing is, I reinstalled the livery yesterday, fresh. Re-downloaded it and everything, so maybe it is the livery causing the problem. But we've got good frames in here, that's the main thing on the flight deck. If it was terrible as it is in the back and the front, then I'd have basically just sacked it off and gone into the 350-900 instead.
Helsinki traffic, Carro Nashik all the point, Zulu Tango, runway 04 right, by Alpha Delta Yankee 2, Helsinki traffic.
Helsinki traffic, Osprey 7 to Yankee Airborne, 1,500, final call, help.
Oh, I don't know Delta Tango, to be fair. Tony says he flew the Horizon Sim 787-9 a couple of days ago. That's got way better lately. That's good to know. I can't remember the last time we flew that actually. I think it must have been MSFS 2020. Yeah, 2020 days. Or early 2024 days. There you go. Cheers, Tony. Tony says there is a Delta Airlines livery for the 350 Delta Tango. I would need to have a look at this livery really and chase it up with the Hughes livery team, because I suspect the livery is the root cause of the problem, especially with the flickering that's going on between the two variants. Maybe a config file hasn't changed with one of the big updates that the iniBuilds A350 had recently. It's the PC. Oh, come on. Waiting for the breakout. Look at that. Blind Panda says he's getting the same flickering with wingtips. What livery though? Same livery, 350 1000 Osprey. Yeah, it's got to be the livery then. Yeah, we should get the breakout soon, Rab. 20. I'll just message the livery folks to see if they can take a look at some point. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're racing the sun back as well because it's still obviously daylight in the UK. I need to work out what our ETA would be actually as well. So flight time today of 2 hours 29 minutes, block time of 3 hours, arrival time 20 past 4 UK money. Looking good. Still got all of the fjords bits starting to break out underneath. The lakes and bits. I've already taken more screenshots than I have done for a long time. Let's pop out, see how much of the jet we break. Totally can't wait for a native 747-400 for 2024. Yeah, I agree. That'd be fantastic. Get the Queen of the Skies back. Is Salty Sim still around doing stuff? Because I think the last time I looked at anything they'd updated, it was just basically a change to the look at those contrails, wowzers. A change to the EFB, and it was kind of it. Just note. Oh, there we go. No, I was about to say the wingtips haven't flickered, but they suddenly did as I thought about it. Bloody things. MSFS 2024 nails these nighttime kind of sunset colours, doesn't it? Look at that. There's a screenshot and a half. It's just phenomenal, isn't it? Trying to get a right little angle here. Screenshot City. Oh, I uninstalled MSFS 2020 a long time ago now, to be fair. Myself. Oh good, so that's broken again. That's definitely weird. I don't understand how that would be the livery though. The hell? fixed itself yet. The last time we play with drone camera in this today, I think. There we go. Definitely not loading in properly as an aeroplane. Phenomenal. So while that's kind of going back up into the sky, we'll have a little look at our routing on ElevateX and some screenshots that I've got so far. So I came out of that cul-de-sac, taxied all the way around to the non-existent Deicing structures, which is a real sad bit. I thought that was going to be really cool. Departing 04 right, and then heading up north like so. We've got a screenshot by me. Screenshot by Zato, who's in a... you're in the 727, right? Working on a retro paint for Osprey Airways. And Flying Badger in the... Is that 757-200 on X-Plane? Very nice. We need one of those desperately in the sim. Good 757 with RB211s. Joy, Tony, nice. Osprey Sucre. That's phenomenal, look at that. It's installed via the iniBuilds iniManager Badger. I don't think there's a... I didn't know there was if it streams or not. I assumed it was just already installed properly. But again, I suppose it could be the livery causing a problem. If the livery's bugging out on the wing tips, perhaps it's causing an issue with the panel configs inside the flight deck when you go out of drone camera and back in again. Thinking about it out loud. Surprised nobody, because there's a scheduled route for this today that's available. Helsinki to Manchester in the Osprey Airways A319. Where's Zato's? Oh, there's Flying Panda's A350-900. That's an epic screenshot. Hey, look at this. Osprey Sucre coming soon to Osprey World Cargo. Those of you who enjoy the 727. Need to get back in that as well. It's a headache to fly, but it's great fun. Ian's up front, over the sea already. Rab says he gets that panel issue, it's not livery related. If that's a well-known bug though, you'd think they'd get on that and solve it pretty quickly, because this is one of the more expensive add-ons in the sim, isn't it, really, for aeroplanes? Memory. We're streaming today obviously as well because I'm busy through the next 2 days. Got dog training and all that sort of stuff. I'm hoping tomorrow I can tire her out enough to have her kind of settle down for a little 2-3 hour nap, and then I'm going to work on some content for something that's launching fairly imminently. It's going to be huge. So I'm going to take a look tomorrow hopefully. build some content for you folks, and then when it launches, we'll be able to then release the videos basically. So there's some content coming forward into next week, hopefully, for you guys to enjoy. And when you do see the video come up, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts, and then we'll look at going live and things as well. But we still need to island hop in the Bonanzas and the Barons in the Caribbean, as well as Zato says there. That's an absolute must. Next week's live stream, providing nothing big gets released, will possibly we'll do that. But we'll need to plan the route, involving some BARTs and some of that really nice SLH sim design scenery that I did the video on the other day. The Fluffer's doing really well, Ian, thanks for asking, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, she's doing well. She's very itchy, so we're trying to work out if she's got allergies or if she's itching because she's or if she's doing something weird, like, you know, boredom, frustration, anxiety, whatever it is causing her to itch. Not really sure. The turbocharged Bonanza is brilliant, isn't it? And the turboprop converted Baron as well. The turboprop converted Bonanza is my favourite. The turbocharged Bonanza, the turbocharged Baron, twin prop, I really enjoy as well. David, welcome. How are you? Hope you're well. Airbus Virtual Pilot, that's not good. What's happening? Delta Tango, yeah, so SLH, I can't remember when I last spoke to him, but he... I'm sure he lives in one of the islands in the Caribbean. I can't remember which one he said he lived in. The 340, is it coming out to the ini manager at some point soon? Also, if you haven't bought it and you want it, if it is on the marketplace, then you want to make sure that you follow the link to the Gleam giveaway that we're doing with Pimax, where you can win 80 Simburst coin gift cards for MSFS. So you can buy yourself an ATR in its entirety, something along the lines of that value-wise. And the NAMC YS11 as well, which is meant to be really good. That's 80 Simburst coins as well, for those of you interested in that. So, or you could use it and get discount off a purchase like an A340. The link is in the live chat right now. That'll take you to the Gleam page. The whole giveaway is being handled by Pimax as well. And there's 9 days left to enter, to be in with a chance to win one of 5 prizes. And if you're in the market for hardware, folks, wait a few days, and I'll hopefully be able to give you guys some links to something else. Mephiston, so I don't think Navigraph Academy have officially announced the launch. No. And we've been told quite explicitly not to talk about the specific dates, etc. But I do have it. But we've been under strict instruction not to share anything. No screenshots, nothing. But to be fair, if you talk about it in the chat, David, and if it's a customer service related email that's an official thing, rather than linked to any channels, I'm sure you'd probably be okay socialising it. Zata says his first in real life flight was in a PAL A340-300 from Manila to Hong Kong. I still remember the roar of the CFM56 engines to this day. I suppose it was really ruddy loud as well. What do you all think of the upcoming Thales Aerosoft A340-600 out of curiosity? Seemingly not, David. 40,000 feet, happy days, look at that. Yeah, I wonder if Thales, I wonder if Thales are doing all of the systems and Aerosoft are doing the visuals, maybe? Or Thales are doing all of it, and Aerosoft are paying for a license to stick their name on it. I don't know. But I mean, the Aerosoft A330 is one of the worst releases for a big brand in a long time. So it doesn't fill me with much confidence. Yeah, quite possibly. But then the question is going to be, how much is it going to be? What price are they going to set? Another screenshot. Ryan Panda. Oh, there's some contrails there as well. Is that me? In the yeah, front. Oh, it is. Epic. Currently, Mr. Manchester Radar is online as well. Whether they are still online in about 2 hours or so, I don't know, but... Well, there you go. Yeah, so I'm hoping I can get some content done, certainly to be ready for that day, Airbus Virtual Pilot. And then you'll be able to work out whether or not it's something you want or not. I mean, I'd imagine it's going to be pretty good. I still haven't to this day. I've had it for a couple of weeks now, but I still haven't had a chance to actually get in and have a good look. I've got it all installed now, though. So yeah, I'll tire the dog out tomorrow and try and get maybe an hour or two just to have a little look. Show you a few bits in a video, probably for launch. No previews though. I would be part tempted to maybe get to a certain stage and then pause, allow everyone to catch up, and then we can kind of complete the rest together, perhaps. That could be quite cool. Don't know what you all think to that. So nice. I still haven't tried the NAMC YS11. Don't let me forget in this to set up brake to vacate as well, because I feel like I'm going to forget it effectively, which I don't want to do. Oh, it's loud out here. Bloody Nora. Massey's been getting an itch for the DC6 from PMDG. Is it out yet? Yeah, maybe they've been working too hard on the 737 systems. Oh, Denton, yeah, so... What's the one? Is it 20... Yeah, iniBuilds only going to release the Manchester for 2024. I mean, you can still... Mako Simulations Manchester is still good enough. Sure, it's quite dated now and it's somewhat unfinished, but it's £9.99 or something like that. It's actually exceptionally good value for money. This side, see what we get stutter wise. When you say you can't get into 2024, is it because of issues with installation, or is it just you can't kind of, when you install it, you can't get into it yourself? You're not able to kind of happily transition across onto that newer sim. Is there something blocking you? I'm curious to hear the kind of reason. I mean, I resisted for... Some of you folks will remember better than I will, actually, to be fair. I think I resisted for like 4 or 5 months. And then I think Sim Update 3 for me, or Sim Update 2, one of them, Sim Update 2, was that March-ish, March, April 2025. Round about then, that's when I kind of launched in. I just went all out, uninstalled 2020 completely. And I was like, right, I'm going to commit now. Yeah, I mean, I would have hoped at the very least, Matthew, that Mako Sim would have maybe just created an update. Not necessarily the version 2 that we've all been waiting for so long, but I would have thought there may have been like a patch. You know, it wouldn't take that much. At the very least, a restructuring of the taxiways, perhaps, for example. Yeah, I mean that's one of the big things, isn't it, Ram? But then I think David and a few others in the chat use Span Next, is it? I think so. That handles all the keybinds for them, which makes probably life a hell of a lot easier. Whereas I went into the sim and had to go through every single one and set them all up. It took a fair while. Sunrise, sunset rather. It's 20 miles off the nose, up there somewhere. A bit of fluffy bit of cloud. Same level. Oh, yeah, nice. How did you find the travel and the jet lag, Ian, with your trip to Spain and back? Good to hear your son played really well as well. just forgot as well, the entire time I've had that on. Whoops. Vatex in 131 miles. We'll do a fuel check when we get there. Strategic from him then, Ian. And what the flights that you did on the way back as well? I'm trying to think off the top of my head what. That's just flown underneath. Scandinavian 855 off to Garderman. That's who that is. Nice. I've completely lost my train of thought now when I saw that. Yeah, what airlines did you fly with? Was it Qatar via Doha? Yeah, that's it, yeah. And then how did you find physically being on an aeroplane for those lengths of time? Because they're quite long, aren't they? Did you have much time in Doha for a stopover, like a little layover, or was it land and an hour and a half later you were kind of on the next jet ready to go? Because I've thought routinely about what a trip to Australia might look like, for example, for a holiday, but I don't know how it would actually feel doing such a big journey. Well, it won't be long now until Project Sunrise kicks off in the ultra long range A350 1000 special Qantas kit that Airbus, because they've started kind of selling it, haven't they, recently, on promotional adverts and photographs and things showing it rolling out of the manufacturing centres for Airbus. Yeah, it's massive though, isn't it? I don't know how I'd feel around about kind of sitting on an aeroplane for 20 or so hours. Can't be healthy. Yeah, Fly Dubai, interestingly, at the Dubai Air Show, Hergy, as well. They, I think they've probably surprised Boeing because they've ordered a whole ton of extra long-range A321s, haven't they? Surprised they didn't have you on an A380, Ian. Certainly on like the Doha to Perth route. Maybe that's too far for it. Yeah, Airbus are just nailing it, aren't they, order-wise? How many orders? How many Maxes have they ordered then? Europa ordered 40 A350s. I thought they were struggling as an airline. IAG kind of looking at buying them out. 75 Maxes, Christ. How many, I'll have to Google this now, how many A321neos? Yeah, Emirates, interestingly as well, apparently are starting to put pressure on Airbus to build a new version of an A380, like an even bigger one. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. The A380 still to this day is the best aircraft I've ever flown on, to be fair. The BA config is a lot more generous than Emirates and Qatar, certainly in the lower class cabins. $150 A321neos. Jeez. Delivered from 2031, valued at $24 billion with 100 options. My God. That's insane. But the deal with 737 is a tentative deal for up to 150 more 737 Maxes. How big a flight Dubai wanting to get? Jeez. Yeah, exactly, Delta Tango, yeah. Dubai, was it Dubai World Centre Airport or something like that? Unnecessarily large. It says it was 3 hours in Doha, so that was great. The worst bit was the 787 flight between Doha and Barcelona. It was very full. See, for me, Delta Tango, there's no difference between the 777 and the 787 in noise. I've found it's basically just a slightly more modernised 777 that's had some cosmetic surgery. That's how I've started to describe the 787, whereas the A350 is a complete modern recreation from the ground up. Same with the A380. The A380 is phenomenally quiet and comfortable on board. Yeah, but Qatar's not great either, to be fair. With the way that they handle problems on flights. Or people that are problems on flights. The crew are great at dealing with it. The company, though, is corrupt as hell. Because if you're a sheikh, you can basically get away with physically assaulting crew members. Because they just call of the CEO and the CEO threatens the captain. Peter, welcome. Dark Magician, well done, mate. Good effort. Yeah, get yourself on board, and then get yourself flying these big, well, these fantastic aeroplanes. Well, hopefully going towards a load of clear skies in Manchester is certainly really good down in Oxfordshire, but I don't know what the weather's doing in. Let's test the bot actually. See if that still works. It's been a while. Big thanks to everyone who's hit the like button so far, appreciate it. 180 at 3 knots, variable 130230, so a little bit of a crosswind. All the 9s, no cloud detected, 3 degrees Celsius, -1 degrees. Very high pressure. UNH 1026. No significant changes expected in the next 2 hours. Yeah, interestingly enough, Delta Tango, the experience is no different on the Dreamliner, to be fair. I'd got onto a Dreamliner to fly from Heathrow to Chicago and back again. We had a 787-8 on the way out and a -9 on the way back. And I sat in economy on the way out, behind the wing, and then on the way home, I decided to bump myself up for a few quid extra into their like premium economy. It turns out I was then only one of about 4 people on the aircraft in that bit, in that section. Was not impressed in American Airlines at all. Probably never fly them again, to be honest. But the thing that stood out to me the most is I thought Dreamliner was going to be really quiet on board. Having flown on an A380 previously as well, knowing how quiet that is, which given the size is just phenomenally impressive. But I couldn't detect a single difference inside the aeroplane than all the flights on the 777 that I've done. So I think the Dreamliner is quieter for outside of the aeroplane, for the environmental stuff. So taking off and landing over over towns and cities, it's quieter in that sense, but not inside. Whereas Airbus have kind of tackled both elements. Peter, yeah, just a tad, mate. I've got all of my thermal liners inside my kit now, and my heated gloves. I mean, they're a game changer. I can plug them in, I can turn them on, and they heat up really fast. And basically, I rode to work the other day and it was 3 degrees. So on the motorway with wind chill, you're looking at like -8, -10 degrees Celsius. And I was really toasted. It was great. It was only my head that was getting a bit cold because of I don't have anything heated there, and that's a little bit still in the wind, so the helmet itself starts to get cold. There's only so much that the internal thermal liners and things can do. Yeah, I was going to ride in the other day, but it was -3 when I left. I thought I'd better not risk it with ice. And the gritters had been out as well, but I didn't fancy riding the bike over a load of salt, knowing that I probably won't get time to wash it this weekend. So I thought I can't really, I'll wait a few more days. Maybe at the end of next week I'll have to wash it on a Friday or something. It desperately needs a wash though. It's difficult though, isn't it? Because I've turned all my outdoor taps off now and insulated them for the winter, so I'd have to effectively get the buckets, bring them into the house, fill them up with warm water, take them back outside, but there's no hose, I can't use a pressure washer. So I'm trying to work out how I would do it, because last year I had this funky little like Flymo battery powered handheld pressure washer, which was really cool. So you could basically click the battery in, and then you had like a hose attachment that you threw into a bucket, and the bucket then acted as your like water bowser, if you like, and the pressure washer was then was just battery operated. It was really, really good. It was perfect for the bike as well. It wasn't so powerful that you risk damaging the motorcycle. And on my old bike with the chain, that was really vital. But that broke after 1 year of use. Having used it through the winter, something broke inside of it, so that wasn't very good. Yeah, the gritters. It does, okay, yeah. What do you call them in the US? Salters. The people that go around gritting the roads with big trucks. I've never heard of salters before. Gritters make sense. Yeah, Ian. Usually sand only because it's simply too cold for salt to work. Wow. Yeah, I mean, typically our councils here will throw way too much salt down in the early part of winter, and then by February when it's really cold, like the coldest, and there's always ice, they typically then start to run out of the salt. Some high level clouds starting to creep up towards us. Well over Norwegian airspace now though. Norway, Oslo Gardermoen's to the north. Speaking about gritters, how's this for a new design? Snow Patrol. We had La Choo Choo last week. Lately we've been getting a pre-spray of a liquid mixture, beet juice and or alcohols of some sort to help prevent icing to the road, safer and easier to plough later. Wow. Are they saying therefore that's like environmentally better? Or? Another online persona. It's a bit of a tough one. I've had a lot of bugs with it today. A hell of a lot of bugs with it today. Yeah, the new role's going well, to be fair. I say going well, yeah, I've become like the default expert, resident expert in the building for all things SharePoint Power Automate, which is really great. Power Automate's been a disaster at work for you this week, Flying Panda. Crikey. What is it all just kind of failed and gone down, or? Crikey, 160 flows. I mean, we fired off a load of automated flows the other day. We did 5 minutes, we did 220-ish flow automations, all within like 5 minutes. So impressive. And then there's a couple of bits I've just sort of made tweaks to, but I still have in reality no idea what I'm doing with it. That's the thing. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of learning as I go. ETP's coming up. Yeah, it's because I have more of an idea than the others that have zero idea. Pretty much Flying Panda, yeah. I ended up, I had 2 people from another department visit for me to build them the same sort of system and then teach them roughly the basics on how to use Power Automate, and they blew their minds. But I kept stressing to them that I've only been learning the system for 3 weeks at that point. but that probably did me less favours. Because then they thought I was some sort of incredibly capable genius that could solve all of their problems for them. So now I have more departments asking for the same thing. Shoebox Arizona, welcome. Good morning to you. Do you work remote, Panda, by any chance? Closing in on Ian now as well, I think. 10-mile range. Where is he? He's out there somewhere in the abyss. There he is. 5 nautical miles seems a very far, a long distance, doesn't it? Just about see his contrail off in that bit of blue. Great having the map there because you can see roughly how far we have to go. We need to start doing some Bergen ops soon as well. Get back into Bergen. Rovaniemi will be in the schedule soon as well, I think. Probably should really have added that in already for folks wanting to start the winter ops for Osprey. Skippy, it does, doesn't it? Kind of chasing that sun before it sets too much. But we're flying towards it, so we're constantly kind of like racing it as it's on the horizon. Really cool. If we were flying the opposite direction, it would have gone down rapidly and we'd probably be flying at night time now. But we're heading south and we're heading west at the same time. I mean, if we were in Concorde now, we'd be watching the sun go like up over the top. Was it you, Delta Tango, that mentioned this? How does that look? Bosh. with the spinny brushes and things. It's not too complicated to set up for a flight. No, in fairness, it's pretty good. The thing that you have to kind of consider, I suppose, is getting your head around this newer layout. It's all on these digital screens, so it's working your way through it. Your TCAS transponder things in an Airbus A350, for example, are down here. In this, it's not. It's in the surveillance page, for example. All of it's in your surveillance page, and then you've got ATC comms, which is your Hoppy ACAS and all that sort of stuff. So you use all the buttons down here and all of the keys. Just understanding how all of that works, really. Although we need to have a look at our descent performance actually as well. Transition level at Manchester. It's going to be see if I can spot it. Transition level flight level 60, so let's get that changed. Just have to click into stuff like that. That helps. But yeah, very hard to recreate with a mouse. What sort of brush cab units do you see at the airports? Delta Tango, because trying to think what they're called now. Plough broom combination units. That's live wind, so I'll leave that. Outside air temperature. It's not live wind actually. What have we got? 90 at 3. QNH 1026. And we are going to be doing this, so we'll just do a very basic like Cat 1 ILS type approach. We'll hand fly it in, quite nice. So transition level 65, I think it was 60, yeah 060. Go by course 232. Minimums for us category D aeroplane. Barrow 449. And we could probably do a flap 3 approach, but I shan't worry too much about that because just overcomplicate everything otherwise. That's all good. We can go to flight plan, start thinking about are we? Start thinking about the arrivals. It's going to be runway 23 right. One mic. Let's get that in the box. ILS. Fire none. Only one mic. Temporary. Yeah, that'd be fine. Get it in there. We can add some fixes in as well, so we can go ahead and select a fix for INN. Unless it's going to allow us to do runway 23 right. Let's see. I always get various aeroplanes confused. Let's go to the ILS identifiers. Two. Go for 8 miles. Those in? No, there was ground earlier, but Manchester Radar is on his own now, it seems. He's over here somewhere. Let's see if we can spot him. Just over there, right in the middle of the screen. You can see his Contrail going across the centre. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll this wheel right down. I'm going to go to plan and zoom. We're going to set our brake to vacate. Good job. I reckon we're not even going to stop at Bravo Delta there, the dry line, so we have to follow the wet line, so it's going to be Alpha Echo. Set brake to vacate, exit. Wow. To be fair, that might change as we get lighter and we get closer. If I just go to... Oh, that's annoying. Why did that? 027. Didn't even click 18 then. 1, 0, 2, 6, not 7. And Barrow 449. In there now. It wiped the info when I set the things. I think I set that before selecting the approach. That's why it might have wiped my details. Flight plan. There's my fixed rings. Well, there's a fixed ring. That's probably seeking Innsbruck. So we'll go for MCT. Because it should give you these options here. Let's try it again with INN. Because it should pick up Innsbruck, it should pick up... There we go. It should pick up the ILS. It didn't do that before. 1095 is what we want. 53 north, 020 west. So it's going to wipe it again, brilliant. So we wanted 232. Those extended centre lines being drawn over the maps. 051. And it was radius of 8, wasn't it, for this one? So we'll select that. Fix 2. We'll select INN again. Because that way it's prescribed specifically then to the threshold and reading the ILS as a match. We'll leave those blank. Just set 4. Lovely. That's better. And when we start the descent, we might revisit brake to vacate just to kind of refresh the settings, just go through, make sure it's got the latest weights, data, etc. For the approach. Let's go back into arc mode. We might converge here, Ian, so I'm going to go direct lam row to try and help you out, mate. Or 1858. That's the controller. So it's normal. clear that off because I'll forget. Very clunky zoom on this. Go. Go for that one. We've got all our charts pinned for this later on as well, so we can have a look at, for example, I mean, I've flashed up Navigraph on the charts, haven't I? But we can just go to terminal charts, and then on my pins, which I think all of these are pinned, yep, we can start there with the Tilney 1 mic. That's the arrival we're going to be doing, Tilney at flight level 250, Gasco Begum, settle max 250 into Rosen, max 230 knots at 70, possible holds. And you can see there on the legs page we've got Tilney Gansco at 250 for the constraint there. Settled max 250 knots, 130. Again, more speed limits. Rosen 230, flight level 70. And then a direct to final, no transition. In reality, we might get vectors by the controller when we do arrive, but we'll do that first, and then it'll be vectors from Rosen to then intercept the ILS. And the missed approach is climb 3,500 feet straight ahead until passing 750 feet, or 0 DME INN. Whichever is the later, in reality it's probably going to be the 0 DME. Then turn right, track 356 degrees, then as directed. For separation from departing traffic, expedite climb through 750 feet before commencing a right turn onto 356. And then we've got the airport charts pinned. So as we said earlier, we're going to vacate Alpha Echo, which is in the middle of the screen there. Most of the way down the runway, to be fair. But it's okay. And then whatever stand we might be given. There is a way, isn't there, to actually request stands? Let me, Vatsim UK, stand request. That's the question. What stand do we want? 29? 32? No, 27. Yeah, 27 might be. Is that a heavy stand? Must be. 31. There's not many available here. Let me type it in. 29. And the arrival time progress 1603. Well, I've requested stand 27. Hey Brian, welcome, good afternoon. Colleague says, by the way, if you get the no wheel issue on AI models, disconnect and reconnect Vatsim and that should fix it. Interesting. I've given up on the S2Q, David, to be fair. Ian up there somewhere. Let's see. There he is, closing in on us now. Hey Turks, welcome Matthew. I'm very good, how are you? Hope you're well. Good morning to you. Did you see the change to Vatsim's code of conduct? No. Which one? Has there been a recent one? Ah, no, I didn't see that. What was the latest? What's the TLDR? Spare landing weight, yeah, 193, that's bang on. Reverses, yes. Manual brakes. Landing manual. Compute. Oh, it's reset the zoom as well. It's very buggy still, isn't it, this? A bit rough around the edges. As great as it is, it's a bit rough around the edges. Chase that sun the entire way as well, it's great. Rich Toast, welcome. They changed what they think should means, and officially Unicom is now to be called advisory. Yeah, so the advisory's been in place for a while now, hasn't it? I think was it the last time I controlled it, the time before that they changed that, and I kept calling it, switch to advisory frequency 128. People were getting confused, so people started then continuing to say Unicom again. Now pilots should be able to receive voice as a minimum unless medically enabled to. Wow. They changed what they think should means. Well, should is a suggestion, right? It's not, as Turk says, shall or must. Should is like a recommendation. My mind. They define it as a term in the code of conduct. Does it follow the definition of the Oxford English Dictionary? Right, that's the quote. should indicate a recommended or suggested action. Compliance with the recommendation is not mandatory, but good cause may be required to be shown for deviations. Fair enough. I think that's quite reasonable as a definition. And pilots now should use voice when on the network. Yeah, I think that's quite a good change. Re-clarifying those terms to make it sound like it's a requirement, even though it's not. I think it's probably quite healthy for making people do better on the network. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being me. Just dawned on me. How close are we? Oh, that'd be Ian within 5 miles, right? Yeah. Turn ID on. I always forget about that feature. Osprey 2472. Look at that, beautiful. Five miles is fine. I assume your offset track has finished, Ian, right? Now we're homing in on the UK. One more, divisions may choose to provide EGCC training exclusively in local languages. Wow. So that's almost like an attempt to shut down like visiting controllers, perhaps, or like, yeah, to stop people leaving Vatsim UK. Going to Hellenic Vatsim, for example, which is literally what we discussed 2 weeks ago as well, or 3 weeks ago, wasn't it? We joked about it. Naughty and no flight plan. Tut tut. Yeah, no flight plan. Naughty. It doesn't actually say what you're flying either, actually. It just says you're like a small VFR aircraft. Nobody noticed though, Ian, it's great. It's fine. Ryan, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be quite cool, isn't it? I think it's going to look quite fantastic. My worry is performance. Because, yeah, we look at iniBuilds Heathrow, for example, and it's quite heavy scenery to use, isn't it? So hopefully they can pull it off. Manchester is in much need of a highly detailed, up-to-date rendition of their airport. There's been so much changing there, and MKSim has kind of let everyone down a little bit with no updates whatsoever. He's kind of vanished actually as a developer, somewhat, which is a shame. Delta Tango, you know what? I'm not sure, to be fair. Boston, I think, is quite consistently on it, isn't it, as a Vatsim coverage. Yeah, you've got one on now. Ah, Manchester's gone offline as well. Ooh. We've got ground on, but no radar. Yeah, I mean, I had an issue for a few months where my iniManager, for some reason, broke and it wasn't updating anything, and I think that was what my problem was when I last flew into Heathrow with, I think from memory, it became like a slideshow, didn't it? And I'd not experienced anything like that on this new computer, as powerful as it is. But I then found that for some reason my iniManager was not updating itself, and it also wasn't updating any of the packages either, which was really weird. So I ended up uninstalling the iniManager, reinstalling it fresh, and then it ran through a whole ton of updates. And then now my Heathrow is a lot better. It's performing as I would expect it to. A bit heavy, but certainly usable, very nicely usable. Yeah, I haven't flown around the States for a while, to be fair, Delta, to be fair. I'm needing to kind of crack on with that. Is it a big update, Hergy? Because I've seen it pop up on my GSX feed on here saying my GSX is out of date. And I checked last night, no updates. Today, an hour before I've streamed, or when I've been booting the sim, he's pushed an update through. But I know I've been reading a lot of people on the various forums and all that sort of stuff. They've all been saying the next GSX update better be a good one, better be a big one. Because I think the last update was September time. They've called it a big Black Friday update. Brilliant. Exactly, Ada, yeah. Exactly. Release notes for GSX is pretty long. Flight Banner says maybe GSX will go back to its usual update cadence 10 minutes before you fly. Yeah, yeah, precisely. That's pretty much how it's going to work, isn't it? They've added cleaning crews and some map options for gate selections. Jeez. Yeah, the first item on the list should not be aircraft cleaning crew added to additional services menu. That's... Oh dear. It needs to sort out flexibility, the compatibility issues with like the 777s and things like that. Rather than pretend like it's not his problem to solve. Yeah, I mean, I still use it relentlessly, just to be fair. Every trip, custom profiles and things like that are still absolutely required. Also, an hour ago, Aerosoft SimWings Munich version 2 has been updated to version 2.4. visual calibration, corrected elevations, refined lighting, fixes for scenery elements impacted by the new simulator engine, fully compatible with MSFS 2024, corrected dark colour tones on 3D streets and hills, fixed wrongly placed 2024 trees, corrected the heights of taxiway bridges November 1 and November 2, improved placement and visibility of blue taxiway edge lights near bridges, corrected the black texture of 4 street walls. I think Contrail's got a big Black Friday sale on at the moment as well, which does remind me, if you've only just tuned in, don't forget the Gleam giveaway. Show giveaway, Bosch. Black Friday. Ta-da! My boss, welcome. I'm hoping to start Vatsim in a couple of weeks once I get my first gaming build sorted. Are there any tips for a newbie? Yeah, start small, get some good scenery. Start small, so go into my Vatsim tutorial playlist and kind of just pick a few of those, get your head around them to understand how it all works. Definitely consider getting decent charts. If you're going to be simming quite a lot, then get yourself some Navigraph charts, Navigraph subscription, because if you fly a lot, it's immensely good value for money as a product. Certainly if you pay for a year in advance, because you save even more money. And then you've got, yeah, get some good scenery. So check out contrail.shop. There's a link, there's an affiliate link down in the description below. And if you've never bought anything from Contrail, or if you're an existing customer with Contrail and you've not used my 10% off code, there is a 10% off code in the description for you to use as well. And that will help discount some of your purchases, for which there's going to be some more stuff on Contrail very, very soon. And I'll be able to kind of link those in, and it may or may not be hardware related. So if you're in the market for some hardware, folks, then keep an eye out for some affiliate links via Contrail for those. Got a bit of cross-flow traffic going on. Nice there. Iceland there. Top descent now on the display. Oh, look at that, the dry line's just past Bravo Delta again, so yeah, we're going to have to stick with Alpha Echo, aren't we? For the brake to vacate. Although that's now not remembered itself either, bizarrely. Amirali, welcome, thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. So LCY is a bit of a hard one, my boss, because of the very specific departure routings and the constraints, because you kind of get nestled underneath Heathrow's airspace for quite some time. So Edinburgh's a great one. My favourite that I always recommend initially was to get used to the network is go fly from Edinburgh to Bergen, and then on another day, or even on the same day if you want, go from Bergen back to Edinburgh. And do that. Make sure you understand constraints, on arrival procedures and departure procedures. Really important on Vatsim. Before you then look at the more complicated airports. And London City's not complex, but it has got some strange procedures because of the airspace structure around it. That's my only consideration with London City Airport there. Whereas Edinburgh and Bergen as airports are quite close, so you can get some short flights done, a bit of decompression, and really good scenery either side, but also one runway and only 2 or 3 departure procedures, 2 or 3 arrival procedures. So it just takes a little bit of that pressure off, and it's easier then to kind of plan your flight accurately because there's less to consider with the procedural work. But yeah, Edinburgh to Bergen is always my ultimate kind of recommended route. Edinburgh to Bergen and back. And then kind of like extending it further out perhaps. So you could then do Edinburgh to Dublin. So, you know, into like a couple of runways for an airport. That sort of thing. Something to consider anyway. Definitely avoid the really busy airports like Gatwick until you're a little bit more confident and you've absolutely got charts and all that sort of stuff. Then yeah, avoid Gatwick, avoid Heathrow, as tempting as it may be initially for the first few flights. And once you go into the bigger, busier airports, you start to then look at some complex elements. So Heathrow, for example, has high intensity runway operations in place. So what you will find is flying into and out of Heathrow and even potentially Gatwick, you need to plan where you're going to vacate from, and you need to configure the aeroplane based on the performance required to be on the runway for as little time as possible, which is why air traffic control, British Airways Airbus fleet in real life flying into Heathrow, more often than not on runway 27 left or 27 right, will always land with flap 3 because they can land a little bit faster, and it also propels them closer to Terminal 5, meaning a shorter taxi period, but also it gets them at least halfway down the runway for a high-speed exit just past near the Echo taxiway. And the Echo and the Foxtrot taxiways in between the control tower, Terminal 3, and the fire station at Terminal 5. So they will then vacate there as that high intensity runway ops. And so once you go to these bigger airports, then you've got to factor all of that into your planning. Pyre Devco Edinburgh version 2 is phenomenal. Contrails there, that would be the Iceland Air flight going off that way, I think. Looks like we've got no controllers on except for ground. 121855. Robum 87. Quick fuel check as we pass Robum. So, wow. We've got 700 kilograms more fuel on board than we planned for. That's all good. Yeah, I'm finding that's still the case. What's next, to be fair. Inside the flight deck here, I'm currently getting 34 frames per second, 37 frames per second, 36 frames per second, 33 frames per second, 36, 37, so around the 35s frames per second. PMTG 777, I'm getting 60 frames per second quite comfortably. Don't forget, if you do buy anything on Contrail, use my affiliate link. It's a really easy way to support the channel without paying any extra money. 20 miles, let's set this. So we're going to go down to terminal charts, 250. Start the descent slightly early at 10 miles to top of descent. .855. Stick that in VHF 1 because if the controller comes online with radar again, I'll always have that. I'll have that preset already. Right, let's head down. So push. Interesting transition there, where it kind of pitched itself up briefly, didn't it? I don't know if you saw that. It was a bit strange. Flight amp of Amsterdam flight pattern. I'm not sure actually, mate. To be fair. I mean, as always, my biggest tip on Vatsim to yourself, my boss, and anyone else might be sitting in the background wondering the same sort of thing. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely know your aeroplane. I can't stress that enough. Right, armed, brake to vacate, blue. Good. Harry, welcome, buddy. How have you been? Hope you're good. Good morning to you. You join us in the descent phase into Manchester. Looks like we're chasing an aeroplane ahead of us. Trying to roughly work out. So it's NOS 1972, Oslo Garderman to Manchester. He's going 100 knots slower than us. He's about to have a shock, isn't he? Vroom. 6 A350s and a 777 blasting overhead. We might have to help him out, plan for a hold here, to be fair, rather than just blasting over the top. I don't know, we'll see how we go. We've got a little bit of time to the hold at Roaston at the very last opportunity, and if not, we might have to go into some self-vectored elements of the approach to give spacing, perhaps. What's he flying? Off a slow-ass aeroplane. 737-800. Ground speed of 375 knots. Must be descending at like minimum clean. We'll keep an eye on that. I can see his contrail, which helps. He's not on my TCAS system yet though, because he's quite a bit lower than us. But we're going to. We should converge on Tilney at the same time together. Is he? Brilliant. The GTA on Vatsim radar puts in between Ian and me.
On 72 Alpha, Takeoff, runway 25. Manchester traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, beginning descent via 2192.
Fly, so 250, and then it's going to be Rosen at 7. We'll keep it going down to 7. What an epic sunset all the way. GSX profile and the scenery, Adnan, is Mako Simulations, which is linked in the description down below as well if you do want to get your hands on it. It's like £9, £10, which for the value for money is quite good. I'd imagine the iniBuilds scenery is going to be nearer to like 15 to 20 quid. So, question of budget. But the iniBuilds one will be coming out soon. Not sure when. Hopefully before, well, it should be before Christmas ultimately. Just have to see how it goes. I'm worried that we're going to converge. Oh, this guy's not even following any altitude constraints. Because in reality, he's at Tilney now, pretty much. He's not at 250, he's doing 22,000 feet. It's just there. So I'm going to blast over the top of him. Unless he comes out the other side of this cloud and he's further ahead than I think. It'd be cool one day, wouldn't it, if the cloud formations, the back of the jet blast kind of curls. That would be wicked if we could see something like that one day as a visual effect. Manchester traffic, Osprey 165 heavy, A350 1000, inbound for the ILS-23 right, currently Tilney, flight level 250, descending Tilney 1. Mike will report Rosen, vectors to final Manchester. I don't know where that chap is. I'm literally on top of him at the moment. Let's go settle. Speed is my friend at the moment though. He's under me somewhere. There he is. I wonder if one day TCAS in real life will have augmented reality like this, so you could like have an overlay of an aircraft and then its eyes can see the jet. Oh, look at the speed difference. Ow. See ya. Oh, that's a terrible time for this bug to come back. I'm zooming, Ram. Now it's happening. This is so buggy still, isn't it, as an aeroplane? Jeepers. Yeah, Brian, I think he's probably just fizzled out, to be honest, now. And God knows where he's vanished to. But yeah, Manchester V2's been in progress for like 2 years, hasn't it, in reality? I don't think it's coming. The good thing in a way is it created a very good scenery from the off, which meant that we've got the ability to... Jeez. Okay, now NOS 1972 is on my feed. This is not good. When is it going to come back? I need this right now to do my next bit. What the chuff. So look at this, what a mess. Wait. Get the seatbelt signs on. Wing lights. And that final time for the Meta into Manchester. We've got information Bravo, runway news 23 right, single runway ops. QNH 1026. Very high pressure. Every single hectopascal is 30 feet equivalent. No, this is sim update 3, Brian. Big reoccurring problem. Right, settle in. Feet on the rudder pedals. Well, we've got a Wemo. Where's the checklist tab? Checklist menu. Tick off the approach. That's automated. Yeah, we know what we're doing. MPS, hello mate. The flight's going really well, mate. Thank you. Yeah, really good. This is riddled full of weird little bugs and behaviours though, like the panel keeps vanishing if you go outside, so we've not really done very much outside the jet today. No drone work, sadly. And this section becomes quite laggy and I go down to about 15 frames per second with wingtips that keep to like flicker bizarrely between the two modes. The Helsinki scenery from MKStudios Brian was really nice, yeah, really good. Settle at 250, should probably get some speed brake out to help the jet here. That's failed miserably with the VNAV descent speed constraint. So they've not really done that very well either, because the 777 by contrast absolutely nails the speed restrictions. Phoenix nails it, FS Labs nails it. Right, set 240.
Manchester traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey at flight level at 16,000 feet. Overhead BGAM on the it's only one mic. Arrival expecting runway 23 right.
Get rid of that stupid
Report
music.
at Rose.
Right, so from Rosen we're going to then work onto some vectors. You can see here it wants us to go direct to the runway, but we need to go from 7,000 feet to 3,500 feet, but at the same time we're going from a QNH of 1013 to a QNH of 1026, which is a difference of 13 hectopascals, and that is equivalent of 390 feet of difference on our barometric altimeter. So very small change. Through 10,000. Landing lights, signs, all checked. Pop the logo light on properly. Rather than have it on auto. Overhead's good, fuel's checked. Brake to vacate is armed and blue. level 70. Now we want 3,500. God, that's all in there. Activate approach mode. I'm going to vector early for spacing for you folks. Manchester traffic, Osprey 165 heavies at Rosen, vectoring 130 degrees, inbound to the ILS 23 right, will report turn final. Descending 7,000. 3,500 feet, QNH 1026, Manchester. Lovely, look at that. Absolutely superb skyline. How amazing. I absolutely love this aircraft, it's phenomenally good. That's all standard, out standard. Unit 1026. I'm very conscious that Noz, whatever his name is not actually on any comms.
Osprey 7 Yankee, vectoring left heading 120.
Hey Neil, welcome.
Traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, currently 3 miles from Rosen. Vectoring heading 110 for spacing for 23 right.
Isn't it, Ram? Look at that. The thing is, if Noz 1972 used his radio properly, we would be able to kind of. I mean, we're all helping him out anyway, which is great, but kind of don't. We shouldn't really need to. 40. Lovely. That's all good. Ground spoilers armed. $3,500. A little bit of a crosswind. Might go to 150, 3000. Basically starting to cut in early and under the glide slope so that we can help folks behind with spacing. That's me trying to kind of create separation myself. If he heads direct to the ILS, I'm just going to plough through it. At least we're doing it properly, eh? Go 165 degrees.
2,500.
Check. For the inbound course. So we're intercept at 2000. That's my 10-mile ring. That's my 10-mile ring. Was it my 8-mile ring? 8 miles, 2,860. That one. Speed check 180. This is very laggy, just trying to make this turn. 200, approach mode armed. Noz has disappeared, right, brilliant. Fly slope locks armed. Here we go. Manchester traffic Osprey 165 heavy is now established ILS 23 right to land 11 miles. 3000s. Locks green. Wide slopes armed. At 3000s. Missed approach altitude 3500 is set. Lights and signs, overhead's good, fuel's good. Brake to vacate is blue. Here we go. On the glides. Get out. It's been so long since I flew this. Can he wait? What a sunset.
Turning right, heading to 10.
Flap 2. Trying to keep my speed up a little bit, but I'm going to have to start slowing down. $60. Was down 3 green. Full flaps. Yeah, Brian, it's a bit. I was just looking at that. It's a bit buggy, isn't it? Maybe I have to click it through, like press and hold. But, well, give up. Anyway. Manchester traffic Osprey 165 heavy is 3 miles short final. 23 right to land. Check. My controls.
Approaching
Stupid
23 right.
checklist bug there that I can't clear.
MH traffic, too heavy, steps on the line, 10 miles, runway 23 right. Mention.
$500. $400. $300.
Manchester traffic, Osprey 15
100
Whiskey,
above.
intercepted localizer 13 miles. Osprey 15 Whiskey.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 90. 80. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Yeah, buddy. Give me the butter. Silky smooth, just how we like it. Reverse green. Nose wheels down. Brake to vacate's green. Yeah, buddy.
1,500 meters.
Alpha Echo.
remaining.
That's what we're going for.
1,200 remaining.
My brakes. We'll brake off. Manchester traffic Osprey 165 is vacating Alpha Echo and changing to grounds. Yeah, that's a horrible reverse thrust noise, isn't it?
Osprey 247 to 4 miles for the final, runway 23 right. Manchester traffic.
Nice and slow for the sharp old turn that we've got coming up. Yeah, looks like we've nailed that spacing. Well done, everybody. Laps up. Water brake disarmed. Or spoilers disarmed, rather. Got to clear that ruddy memo. Look at that spacing. Try and get straight so I can sort this out. Manchester ground, good evening Osprey 165 heavy has vacated 23 rides Alpha 3.
Osprey 165 heavy. Manchester ground, welcome to MSFS, taxi to stand 106 via Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Echo, November Alpha.
Taxi stand 106 via Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Echo, November Alpha, Osprey 165 heavy. .106. Find that on the chart now. Choffineck. Here is his touchdown. Lovely job. Well done, mate. Absolute cracker. Do love that 777. It's so good. .106 Pier 1 at the top. Just realised I'm going to have a new sky penalty because I've left the strobes on for too long. Oh well. Clear that. I mean, naturally that's such an easy place for you to just press. A380, nice.
Manchester ground, very good. Evening to Osprey 2472, just exit the active runway and is on Bravo.
Going mega slow.
2472, Manchester ground, very good afternoon.
Adnan, yeah, it's an ongoing problem unfortunately with
0112 via Bravo,
the sim
Delta,
of AI,
Echo, November Alpha.
the model matching aircraft being fed in.
Alpha, Bravo, Delta, and
Here comes an A350.
Echo and November Charles, Osprey 2472, just confirm you stand 112. Hey, firm, then 112, Osprey 2472.
Nice. He's down. I'll just tickle that on idle for a wee sec. Then I'm going to reset the drone camera. Who else have we got? Got Zato, followed by Finnair, and then we got Carlito as well coming in.
Manchester ground, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, vacated runway 238 at Alpha Foxtrot, press taxi to gate 2. Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, Manchester ground, welcome to Manchester. Taxi stand 110 via Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Echo, November Alpha.
Zato's at 727.
110 via Alpha. Please could you repeat the taxi instructions again? Apologies. No problem. It's Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Echo, November Alpha. Stand 110. Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Echo, November Alpha.
Sorry, mate, I'm holding you up.
Right now, 14 Delta Kilo. Right now, 14 Delta Kilo, Manchester Delta.
Here he comes. Oh, look at the LODs on that, it's practically 2D.
Right now, 14 Delta Kilo, and 5. Okay,
Whoa, he's coming in low. Look at that.
Right now, 14 Delta Kilo.
He's down.
Aircraft fighting stand number.
Good effort.
5.
Good effort.
Right now, 14 Delta Kilo cleared knock on the F11 Romeo departure, score 4446. Jury 1026.
Oh, it lets it down so much when it does this. Got Finnair coming in. Again, A350, so just trying to get a little bit of momentum going on this next taxiway. To then capture the next approach.
Very good evening, Short 6 Delta Echo at stand 27. We are at A320 with information Golf QNH 1026. Request our Parkland, stand Gatwick.
Shuttle 6 Delta Echo, Manchester ground, very good afternoon. You cleared Gatwick on the Bravo 1 Yankee departure, score 7. Correction 5662.
Cleared Sun 1 Yankee departure, squawk 5662. Shuttle 6 Delta Echo.
Manchester ground, very good evening. Speedboat 123, stand 10. A3U to Quest IFR to Gatwick, found information Bravo.
It's nearly down.
Speedboat 123, I'm going to need you on a standard departure. You okay, good?
A firm will have the sound departure, Speedboat 123.
Speedboat 123, you cleared Gatwick on the Samba 1 Yankee departure, route Samba, November 859er, then Honolulu, then on file, QNH 1026, Squawk 7027.
Cleared Samba 1 Yankee departure, Samba Honolulu, QNH 1026, Squawk 7027, Speedbird 123. Speedbird 123, just confirm your routing as Samba, then the airway November 859er, then Honolulu.
Here he
I
comes.
will send it in text for you.
Samba 1 Yankee, Samba, airway November 859er, then
Look at
Honolulu.
that. I mean, it's such a great aeroplane, isn't it, to look at visually?
Speedbird 123, we'll be back at that.
Shuttle 6 Delta, ready for push and start.
What a touchdown as well. Great job. Good effort.
Shuttle 6 Delta Echo, stand 27.
Nice work, mate.
Push and start for the face south on Echo.
Push up facing south.
Got time to get in for the next one, which is going to be Carlito, number 2 to land. Panel's totally bugged out, so now I can't turn any lights off.
Osprey 72 Yankee, Manchester down, welcome to Manchester. West Apron, stand 116 via Alpha Bravo Delta Cuba. Hold Cuba
541.
Roger, stand on which way, Alpha Bravo, Delta, Quebec 10.
110, 108, 106. Right, so it's there. Still haven't loaded, so I can't turn any lights off. There we go. Unarmed.
Manchester traffic, slow it down to minimum approach. FNA 5, Manchester ground, welcome to Manchester. Taxi Alpha Bravo Delta
106.
Alpha Bravo Delta hold 50 out of 5
Nailed it. Happy days. That's all good, that's all good, that's all good. APU's on. Engines off. Let's see what New Sky gave us, although there might be a penalty right at the end for that strobe being on for too long. Oh no, it let us get away. £40,000 profit, wow, what a whopper. And a 10, great touchdown.
14 Delta Kilo, stand 51, push and start approved.
Happy with that.
Base on Golf.
There's the little speed bird. We're up there. In the Osprey terminal. Where is Zato? There he is. There's the Finnair as well. Is that a Landor 737? Like it. There's Zato in a big dirty old jet. Or little dirty old jet. And then we've got Finnair. Joined us for today. Carlito's on final. Last one.
7-3. Hold position for
Don't
now.
you
Make
can,
it delayable
yeah.
3 minutes.
Carlito is flying the A350-900 today. There he is. Look at that. I mean, it looks superb, doesn't it?
Shuttle 337, taxi Alpha, Bravo,
Bit of a crosswind.
Delta, hold Delta 1.
It hand flies really nicely. Zato, very exciting, mate. Don't forget, hit like before you head off. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's live stream. If you've not done so, enter the Gleam giveaway that we're doing in conjunction with Pimax.
Short 6 Delta Echo, ready for taxi.
For you to win some MSFS Simverse coins.
Hold on point Mike.
Here he goes.
Hold short. Correction.
Beautiful,
Taxi,
absolutely superb, mate. Good effort.
Via Delta, Papa, hold short 23 right.
Oliver, Papa 1 via Delta and Papa, hold short 23 right, short 6 Delta Echo.
Oops, bit zoomy there.
Osprey 72 Yankee, after the British Airways A320 passes in the opposite direction, left to right, onto Papa. Taxi to stand 104 via Delta, Echo, November Alpha.
Roger, after the Seabird A320 passes from left to right.
Yeah, great landing by everybody today. Good effort.
Delta, Echo, November Alpha.
Easy 2578, ready to check.
2578, visibility 5.
Thank you. Can we request clearance?
Yeah, go ahead.
Requesting IFR clearance to.
So I'll work on tomorrow some
Navigraph
Navigraph Academy stuff. I'll take a look for the very first time and I'll work it out. I'll share my thoughts with you guys on a video at the time of launch, which I believe has been announced to some people via email now, of being, I think, Monday, I think it wasn't it? Somebody said a minute ago in the live chat they'd had on an email from Navigraph. Look at this, welcome to the Osprey Airways terminal, that looks phenomenally cool.
Squawk 3212.
Grab a little screen grab of that. Yeah, Ian, it's good to have you all back. It's great when we have fly alongside this.
By the Proton,
adds to the energy quite a lot, doesn't it? But, yeah, look how great that looks.
2578.
24th. Thank you, mate. So, yeah, 24th Navigraph. So that's what I'm going to try and work on tomorrow. I've got dog training on Sunday. And then next weekend, probably on a Saturday, if we can spend the week looking at some of the SLH scenery, or the next couple of days perhaps, if some of you have got a bit of spare time, and work out a good routing for some short hops of maybe no more than 20-30 minutes a piece for the Black Square Baron and the Black Square Bonanza, and we can maybe do a Vatsim flight around the Caribbean with 4 or 5 different hops over maybe like a 3-hour live stream perhaps. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? I've got to get that as a screenshot as well. Look at that. So we'll take a little look at that over the next few days as well. We'll work something out, providing something doesn't change. At the very least, if not, maybe actually what we could do instead is a controller stream. But yeah, we'll work it out. Do let me know what you want to see. Big thank you to everybody who's flown along today, taking part on the network. Big thanks to our ATC here at Manchester Ground as well, as always. Nice to have a little bit of ATC emotion to see us in at the end of our journey. And a big thank you to all of you, wherever you are in the world, watching as always, interacting in the chat, taking part. You are the reason why we're still here, so big thank you to all of you. Have a great weekend, whatever you are doing. If you're in the sim, let us know in our Discord server, or in the comments section below, post live stream, what you're doing, what you're flying, how you've been getting on. Here he comes. Love it, it's great. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic rest of the weekend and week ahead. I'll leave you with this little overshot of Manchester. Good effort everyone flying along. See you next time.
Manchester traffic shuttle 6 Delta holding up Papa 1 to cross runway 23 right. We will await the inbound traffic.